Now, I am not in Australia, but if you look to the right of me, there is in fact an Outback here, a Subaru Outback to be a bit more specific. And today we are here and we're going to be looking at this to see if it is a viable option or if you're going to be better off getting something else. My name is Jason and you're watching Got an X. Now, the looks of the car in the front aren't really anything too spectacular. I think that this Subaru Outback is going to fit in with most of the cars on the road, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you want something that stands out, I don't really think it does. I think the biggest standout on the Subaru in the front specifically is going to be the giant Subaru logo plastered in the middle of it. I think that's like the biggest telltale sign that your car is a unique individual thing, but overall, I mean, it is very standard up front. One of the biggest things that I think that make the Subaru Outback look like a Subaru Outback though are going to be the roof racks that come standard. I think those are a good telltale sign that you are in one of these, but overall, I mean, looks wise, there's nothing really spectacular going on up here. Sometimes you don't need to be eccentric and overstated if your car can handle some great things. Now under the hood, the engine sits here, and this is a 2.5 liter flat 4 engine. Some of the Outback models, some of the higher trims do get the 2.4 liter supercharged flat 4 engine, but this one and most of the standard Outbacks are going to come equipped with this 2.4. It creates 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque. And to be completely honest with you, if you're looking for speed and get up and go, this engine is going to disappoint. This is definitely not an engine that is built for that, but that doesn't mean it's a bad engine overall. Some of the best things about this engine come with the rest of the car and what it's meant to do, but speed is not going to be its strong suit. One of the big things that the Subaru Outback is marketed for is going to be that slight off-road capability, a family car, and a good driving experience. Well, this car luckily can do that with this all-wheel drive platform it's on being incredibly reliable. You also get 8.7 inches of ground clearance, which helps this car feel a lot better no matter where you're going to be taking it. Yes, you're not going to have as much get up and go throughout the entire vehicle, but you are going to have a lot of great options for maneuverability. It's going to feel solid on and off roads, or even in a little bit worse conditions. So this is where it shines. It is consistent through and throughout, but you're not going to have crazy amounts of speed. So if that's what you're looking for, I think this is the wrong car for you. Now in the back of the Outback, there is a good little bit of storage space. You're gonna get 32.5 cubic feet of storage space and up to like around 76. If you put the second row down, you probably don't wanna put the second row down realistically speaking, as you're gonna lose like every single passenger spot you have except for a shotgun. But hey, the option is there if you gotta move a bunch of stuff. But overall, I mean, the back isn't anything too spectacular. It does have no real prominent design changes. It is really just a standard trunk. But there is a good thing back here is technically you can get a towing hook onto this thing and you can tow up to 2,700 pounds. And if you're doing these little mini off-road adventures, that's enough for a trailer with a jet ski or an ATV or something along those lines. Or you can always have a bit of fun with the Outback as you have the ability and the option to bring stuff with you. Now inside of the Outback, it's actually a pretty nice place to be. The higher trim levels, like this one, comes equipped with the leather seats, and some of that leather carries on into the dash, and I think it looks really nice. The dash overall is kind of a solid mix of high quality and low quality materials for a car for this price, as these are more on the cheaper line, and getting some leather is always a nice thing. You do not have a fully digital gauge cluster. You have a traditional analog one with a digital screen in the middle bit. You also have a pretty comfortable steering wheel. I think the steering wheel here is something that you would not get tired of holding. It's very tight, responsive, and honestly, overall, a pretty solid steering wheel. You're gonna have Apple CarPlay in this, but you're not gonna have wireless Apple CarPlay. You're gonna be stuck with wired. So that is still an option that comes equipped standard on this. You're also gonna be able to have standard Bluetooth and things along those lines. The infotainment screen here is not gonna be my favorite. I do think that there are some brands that kind of have cheaper feeling infotainment screens, and this one feels a little bit cheaper. I feel like the screen is not that high of quality, but at least it is responsive at the end of the day. I think that is one good trade-off. This is a very practical screen, not really a flashy and good looking one. Some of the other key features that come equipped in the Subaru Outback is safety. Safety is very important to Subaru, and they put a lot of these features in standard. You're going to get adaptive cruise control standard. You're going to get lane assist and a couple things like that standard, as well as you have the option to add blind spot monitoring as you get to the higher trim levels, which is also a good thing. Subaru, this is a safe and nice interior. It's definitely a perfect little family car that does a solid off-roading experience with that all-wheel drive. It's nothing gonna be too crazy, but the inside isn't too bad. You don't feel it too terribly as you are bouncing and moving up. And that is going to be it for the Outback. Is it a good car? Well, yeah, honestly. I mean, it is a great option for a family car. If you want to do a little bit of off-roading without doing anything completely crazy, it does a great job there as well. I feel like the Outback is kind of just a great middle ground or starting point for a lot of people looking to get into the off-road game or just have a nice car that can get them through whatever conditions they're going to be stuck in. So if you guys like this car, let us know in the comments below. If you think another brand has something better as an entry option, I'd love to hear that from you guys as well. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe if you want to see more from us, and we will see you in the next one.